Hello, hello. It's us again. Everybody say hello, hello.
Hello,
Hey.
hello.
So we're back. It's exciting as usual. And today, the three of us are going to hang out and talk about money, our relationship with money, um, and moving to this country and just learning how to handle money, the mistakes we made, um, and get into other fun stuff.
Mhm.
Before we start, though, let me
Yeah.
tell you. On Tuesday, I forgot my phone somewhere
Mm.
overnight.
Oh.
Whoa.
Look, you see, people, we used to be okay without phones.
We used
Those are
to,
the
I
reactions
know.
I was waiting for.
I
Oh,
agree.
what happened with the days you were okay without a phone?
We
I
didn't know
know.
any better. We didn't know
Yeah.
any better.
Let me
True.
tell you, I was feeling naked. I was feeling like I'd lost $1,000. I don't know. I got to the point where I went to the computer. How do I log on to WhatsApp on the computer? It's saying I need my phone because I need to do the QR code to link. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Then it took me back to when I first came here in Hawaii.
Mm.
Do you remember I used to call home with a calling card?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
No phone, and then you go to a phone booth. Did you guys go to the phone booth with the calling
Mm-hmm.
card?
And it
Yeah.
was expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it
And you
Yeah.
have
was.
people waiting in line outside.
Yeah.
You better hurry up.
You better hurry up. And then I realized, guys, I only have one number in my head. One,
Mm.
like this.
Mm.
And those days, I used to have that calling card. You used to dial a 1-800 number,
Mm.
and then it connects
You
you to the thing.
scratch.
It says,
Yeah.
you have 200 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then
You
you
enter
you
the phone
put
number.
you no actually you put the code
Yeah.
from
The
the
pin
calling
number,
card.
the thing in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, which was like what, 16
I don't
digit
know.
number or
I know
something.
you had to scratch it off, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then after that, you dial your number. Do you know I used to do that one time and I'd remember that 15 whatever digit code
Oh
Oh
wow.
and I would
wow.
throw away that card.
Wow.
On Tuesday, I could only remember one phone number.
Mm.
One like this. A. We've become so spoiled. It's terrible. It's terrible.
It is
Seriously.
Yeah.
because you're right. Before I used to remember many phone number, but
Right?
now I'm like, if you ask me, because you just say, "Hey Siri, call so and so,
Uh-huh.
call call Shiro, call Mercy," and they just
Uh-huh.
do it. If you ask me
Yep.
what your number is, I have no clue,
No idea.
no
Yep.
clue.
I was like, goodness. And then I'm sitting there thinking, what if I need to call 911? Before phones, were we thinking about that?
Oh.
No.
You know? Anyway, yeah, that was
So,
my.
but did you find it?
Yeah, I knew exactly where it was. And
Oh, okay,
I left it around in the evening around 5 p.m.
Mm.
okay.
Like, who's going back out there to look for a phone? I'm not going to die with it. But let me tell you, I almost died without it.
It's
And then
hard.
it's
It is
hard. And then
hard.
the morning I'm driving, I don't have a phone. I'm like, whatever happens at this
Well,
point. But then we didn't have phones and we lived and we were fine.
but
Yeah.
when I think about it, without a phone and driving though, like I need my
Yeah.
GPS. Like I'll get so lost. You know how people used to have the big map,
The paper map.
Yes.
Yes.
paper map, you open
Oh
it.
my God,
I
yes.
had no clue how they did it. I was looking at people like they were geniuses. I was like, how do you know we're not going the wrong way? They're like, well, this is the north, the south, the east. There was
Uh-huh.
what? Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
moved on to Google Maps directions. I used to drive
Hmm.
to Atlanta with printed directions.
I know.
Take exit 282,
Yes,
5
exactly.
miles.
And,
Yeah.
and now it's even better because they tell you no, like traffic person, like the police. They tell you the police
Yes.
is ahead, and then you slow down.
And then
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
slow
When you
down.
pass the police, you're like, okay, let's go back. Not that I do that. Not that I
Of
do
course
that.
not.
They
But you
do
know,
that.
we used to know the roads too. You know what
That's
Yes.
the
true.
names of the roads are. And now
Yeah.
really you could go somewhere several times and not
Uh-huh.
have any
And
idea.
now that's
Uh,
crazy.
Man, let me tell
These
yeah.
you.
kids will never know. My kids will never know. They were like, how did you guys do it? I'm like, we just lived.
Yeah. Fun,
Yeah.
man. Anywho, into the money topic. Who wants to go
Yeah.
first?
Uh,
I don't know anyone.
What's your relationship with money? Ooh.
I'm ready.
No, Birmo is like, bring it on.
No, I
Bring it
think
on.
I think one of the thing is the 401k, right? Which is like the retirement plan
Mm-hmm.
where every so often that you get paid, you decide how much money is being taken out to kind of save it
Mm,
in an account that you don't touch. And the company that you work for usually matches the amount. Let's say if you decide, hey, let's say if you get paid every 2 weeks, get 2% off my pay, then I think some company may match that. Like, okay, she's saving 2%, we're saving
yeah.
2%. And with that 401k, with time, it grows, right? It's like you're saving money without even knowing you're saving money. And then I think some people you can take some out later on. Let's say if you have to pay
Mm-hmm.
for school, or you can
Mm-hmm.
take some out if you want to pay for like a down payment for a house or whatever. That's one thing I wasn't aware of. So when I started the work at Bloomingdale's, somebody quickly explained to me, when you fill out all this paperwork, like for the taxes and stuff like that, it's just so overwhelming, especially when you don't understand everything on that paper. But they're just telling you it's for the taxes and blah blah blah. And then I remember the HR person asking if I wanted to do 401k. And I didn't really understand what it was. And honestly, I didn't ask to understand outside of work what it was. But all I heard in my head was like, you're about to take more money out of my pay.
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely not. You're not doing that. But mind you, I ended up staying in that job for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish, like if I would have even thought about it or hear more people talk about it, because the people that were there, they already signed up, so they were fine. So it's not like a topic that comes up all the time unless you're moving jobs.
Yeah.
So I think my lesson is like when you come to the US and you get a job, sign up for a 401k. It
Mm.
Yeah.
could be 2%, it could be 1% or five
4%,
or
whatever. Mm-hmm.
yeah, $100 or
Mm-hmm.
$200 that you put to the side, but down the line it's helpful. So I
Mm-hmm.
wish I knew that.
You're right. It is
Yeah,
helpful. Even I didn't know either, honestly.
yeah.
I think it's just some of the things that people just don't talk about. I had
You
no
know,
idea either. It
it's
was
something
later.
about money that people feel like I don't know, it's like if people hear money, they in competition with you. And you're like, I'm not competing. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like guide me, guide me.
But with that said, I was talking to this Indian girl today, and I don't know that it's a cultural thing, but like
Mm.
Asians they support, they teach each other these
Oh
things,
yeah,
they support each other, they
absolutely.
give each other all this information.
Yes, yes. They have a support system like no
Hmm.
other that I've seen around, at least.
Hmm.
Let's say that
Mm.
they
It's quite interesting.
very organized, even it's like they have this mentality of I win, you win. We win all
Hmm.
together.
We
Yeah,
win together.
we win together. Like it's it's impressive.
Well, like
It's
that.
something
I
to
win, you
learn.
win, we win. We
Yeah,
like it.
it's
Um,
impressive. Yeah.
and I think also when we are coming here from home, from back home, we don't know the correct questions to ask
Mm,
Mm.
and we don't know who to ask. And so some like bad habits end up being passed on from generation to generation because no one really sat down and said, what's this 401k thing,
mm,
right? How
mm,
does it work, right?
mm,
You're just
That's
surrounded by people who don't contribute to a 401k.
mm.
mm,
And then I think we also have this idea of some things are for other people. So
mm.
if somebody was to start talking about investing in the stock
I
market,
know.
you're just like, okay,
What is
it's
that?
it's like
Yeah.
other people do that,
Do
Mm.
that, yeah.
so then we kind of lose out on some things that could be beneficial to us.
That's
That's
true.
a good point.
Like, if you think of me, like if that's all I know, right? And I meet somebody that's coming within those years, those 3 years that I was at that job, and they're like, hey, they talk to me about this for work. I'll be like, don't do it. They're trying
Yes.
to make more money. Don't do it, you know? But, but
Yeah.
you're right, like it's because we don't ask this question. We talk about everything but the important stuff to elevate each other, you
Right.
know?
And you wouldn't be coming from a bad place. You would be
It's
thinking
not,
you're
yeah.
giving great advice, right?
I know. I'll be like, I'm helping you out. Don't do it.
It, I don't know. We're not receptive. We always think somebody is trying to mess us up. And
Mm,
is it a, I don't know, is it a cultural thing? I don't know what
I
it
don't
is.
know.
Back home, I don't know. I don't know
I'm
what
not
it is.
sure, yeah. I know the one advice I remember when I came and my mom told me, she's like, this country, you're gonna sit home and you're gonna open your mail and there'll be a letter that says, congratulations. If you sign right here, we send you a credit card of $10,000. And
Oh
if
God,
you do,
credit
they
cards.
will. But it's
Woo,
those credit cards, right?
they are
Easy to fall
dangerous.
into, easy to fall into it. You
Yeah.
sign, before you know it, there's a card that comes, it has your name, so you feel important. You're like, huh, these people know me. And they
I
trust me
dealt with
with that money. Hey, what you gonna do? You're gonna go crazy, you're buying here, you're doing this, but then you don't realize that every month you're paying, but you're not just paying that amount, you're also paying the interest.
interest.
And those interests, before you know it, you're paying and you're paying and you're paying, and you don't realize that, oh my God, like I'm actually paying more than what they gave me. So they know how
Mhm.
to get you there. So I remember that was an advice she told me. Well, of course, when you just move here and
You
they
don't
give me
listen.
my
You're
name, so
young.
I will sign. I want to see what it's all about.
What was your first credit card?
Oh,
Both of you. Mine was a
yeah.
student one.
Mm.
Actually,
I think I was fortunate
it
because I had
wasn't this.
siblings here.
Yeah, I
So
can
it was Bank
remember.
of America, and they had a $250 credit card because
Mm,
you don't have any history.
yes, sorry,
They
yeah.
give you a student card and you try and build your credit.
Hmm.
Man, I used that up I think the first week. Done. And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
then there was been they started telling me, okay, what you just did right now, you have to pay it off. But I'm like, dang. And I started
yeah.
paying just the minimum.
The
Mm-hmm.
minimum,
Just
yeah.
the minimum. Then I'm like, I'm taking so long to pay this thing
To pay
off.
this off,
It's
yeah.
just $250. And but then of course that time you're earning what, like $7, $6
Mm,
an hour.
mm, mm,
But you're right. And then after that, when I got into the right track, now you start getting those letters. Oh,
mm.
we have increased your credit limit
Pretty
to
good. I know. It's like, who
$500.
asked you? You're like, oh, I don't like this. Those credit card are the worst. They'll be like, oh, you've been doing so great. We've increased it. Who asked you? Like, I'm trying to break our relationship. Like, our relationship just stopped right here. But you keep increasing, and here we are. It's insane. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
What was your first credit card, Mercy?
Merci.
I don't remember what the company was, but I remember that I bought a $50 dress and I paid through the nose for that dress
Yeah.
because I didn't really grasp the concept. And,
Mhm.
I mean, I was smart enough to understand that it's not free money, but I
Mhm.
think part of me thought maybe a little bit it was free money. So,
Mhm.
I think it's the interest that gets
oh
you.
my gosh,
It does.
People
especially if
don't
you
process
do,
that well.
No.
especially if you do minimum payments.
Mm.
And
Hmm?
then remember, if you skip a payment,
Yep.
Mhm.
um, they will add like $35, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
And that
Yep.
time you didn't really pay online. You had to go to the place,
I know and
like
pay.
was
It's true.
it a store card or something? I can't remember what it was, but you
Really?
have to go pay it there or
Huh.
send a check.
Mhm.
I
And
didn't.
I remember even looking at that dress and being like, oh my gosh, this was like the worst mistake.
But you learned from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Because
think.
the credit as also, we don't, not everybody explain to you what you hear people about credit,
Mhm.
right? But you don't really understand, okay, what do you mean by like, oh, make sure your credit is good? What does that mean? Like nobody
Yeah.
really explain you like,
Mm-mm.
okay, a bad credit is considered in the 300, 400, a good credit is considered in the 800. This is the place you can go and look for your credit, or this person you can ask to look where your credit is at.
Mhm.
Nobody
Yeah.
tells you those
And
things all the
yeah,
time.
and you're very right, Bruno, because people tell you need to open a credit card to build your credit, but they
Hmm.
don't talk about how do you manage that credit card, right? It's not
Exactly.
just the opening, right?
Hmm.
It's making sure you pay off your balances every month,
Hmm.
pay them off in full, because you just having the credit card open and
Hmm.
misusing it is gonna make your credit worse than if you had no credit at all, right?
Exactly, right? You're like, hey, I'm managing my credit. I have a
Yeah.
credit card.
And that's the worst. It's like you cannot not have credit at all.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
there's no that option,
yeah.
which
Hmm.
sucks. It's like you must have some kind of credit history.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Which,
Because
it's
that's
better
how
to have no credit history than to have negative credit
a bad
yes,
one,
this
that's
is
true.
true.
That's true.
Mm.
Because they look at those credit number that we're talking about for like when you go buy a car, right? When you
credit.
go
Yeah.
buy
house, yeah.
a home
Mhm.
and anything. Like I remember in New York, I wanted to change the carpet, and I called this company. I think they're still in business, Empire. And I
Mm.
remember a guy came in and he's showing me I mean, he's talking to me like I'm working at a corporate office. I feel like I'm just like I saw a commercial. I called the number, and this guy show up and he's showing me all kind of stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'll take this and that. And then he looks like, your credit is wonderful. I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna invest. But without telling me what it is. And back then, I don't think we like, then we had the app and you can look it online to see but I don't even remember how people were doing it back then. I
Mhm.
didn't
Mm.
know. And they came, and the next day, before you know it, we had a whole brand new apartment. I was like, great. But then, the bills start coming. I'm like, whoa, wait, what?
Oh my
When
goodness.
am I paying this? Wait, I'm still in school. Like, you mean I got like
And the carpet's already in.
they're already there, you're walking on it. There's no taking it off and returning
Oh
it,
my
right?
goodness.
I'm telling my mom, don't drop anything on the floor.
That's very interesting because I found the same with cars. When you go into a car
Mm.
dealership, they don't tell you how much the car costs.
Mm-mm.
They just ask you, what monthly payment do you want to have?
Mhm.
Right?
I don't know.
And then they go and then they look at your credit and say, okay, this is the percentage interest they can do for you. But nobody tells you like, okay, this car is 5,000 or this car is 25,000. If you finance it over X number of years, it's going to cost you this much a month at this interest rate. They just tell
Much.
you the monthly payment. So you're thinking, oh, $300. But of course, $300 a month really means nothing, right? Because you need to know how long are you paying it for?
Yeah.
The actual total, how much of that 300 is interest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind
Exactly.
of crazy because you can walk off the lot with a
Oh.
Yeah.
vehicle that you have no idea how much it costs.
How much it
Mhm,
costs.
mhm.
And 7 years later, you're still paying for a car.
Right.
It was supposed to be done five years ago.
The car maybe has like the tires are not good, the door is not good, but you have to finish paying it.
You
You're
have
like,
to
what am I
finish it,
doing?
which
Oh my
really
goodness.
sucks. And then
Yeah.
also the value of the car now is even because as soon as you drive out that lot,
Oh,
the
that's
value,
it. The value
yeah,
changes. It changes. You want to return it, the same people that sold you the car tells you it's not worth that
Oh, it's
much. You're
not
like,
worth that much.
you just sold me the car. Oh no,
that is so
you
true.
live and learn. Let me
You
tell
That's
you,
live
you
and
crazy.
live
learn.
and
You live
learn.
and learn. But even and I guess the bigger the ticket, the more you really need to think about it. Because like a house now,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was signing my life away at that time. In
Mm.
fact, thank God,
Mm-hmm.
Karanja, because I was pregnant with my firstborn at that time,
Mm-hmm.
and I was not 8.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain.
I know. You sign things you didn't mean to sign.
I am so glad I was not doing it alone because I think
Mm.
I'd have just given up and done
Mm-hmm.
it after because I couldn't process half. And then the paperwork
Mm-hmm.
to
Too
sign
much. Yeah.
is so thick.
Mm.
I'm like, I don't know what I'm signing here. And then this G, gosh, there was so much HOA, and
Mm-hmm.
I had to sit down 2 years later to go through all the paperwork and to understand what the heck did we sign.
Mm. Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and that's another interesting thing as well, home ownership.
Hmm.
Because that difference between owning the home and renting, I feel like
Renting. Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't really think it through in the sense of you can jump into home ownership when you're not ready. You're not
Hmm.
understanding that if something breaks in that house, it's on you.
It's
It's
on
on you
you.
And
responsible.
it could be, I mean, it could be a lot of money, right?
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yes.
so it's like you can either be renting and you're supposed to be owning a home, or you can be owning a home and you're supposed to be renting. So
Yeah,
making that choice as well, it takes a lot
Mm-hmm.
of information to really make the correct choice.
it
Mm-hmm.
does. All ties back to money. It's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you
Insurance.
can, there's places where you can rent option to buy it later on. So
Mm-hmm.
there's that
Yeah.
too that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
What about taxes?
yeah,
That's a
that's
big
another
Taxes.
one.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another
I
thing.
saw the first time I saw it, I was like, what is this number? Why
Mm-hmm.
is it so big?
Mm-hmm.
Who is paying
Already
for
on
this
the
huge
paycheck,
number?
right?
Huh?
Already what they're taking on the paycheck already, that's a lot. And then at the end of the year when you do your
Yeah.
taxes, And the money, sometimes some people have to pay back some taxes because throughout the year not enough money was taken out of their paycheck. And then some people get some money back because let's say they have kids and they get those credits and stuff like that. So you have some people towards the end of the year, you have two type of people, right? Those those that are being upset and those that are excited to file because they're like, wow, in January I'm gonna have the time of my life when the money comes back in, and some other one that are just crying because they have to pay some taxes so much. So yeah, you have two
Mhm.
different
Oh yeah.
It's
kind of.
crazy.
And I think with when you own a business, it's even worse.
Mm,
And that's,
Ah,
I think, your
yes.
biggest enemy is taxes.
the taxes, that's
So
true.
I remember when I was doing my taxes with my tax person, the first year I did it with him, he said,
Mm.
you're gonna have to sit down. And
Oh,
oh.
Why?
So now the biggest difference with a business is you have the option to pay no taxes at all during the year, right?
mm,
And then at the end,
mm,
you now reconcile all your stuff. You're thinking, oh, this was a wonderful year, or this was
Mhm.
great. You finish all the calculations and everything. Oh, you will pass out
oh
when
yeah.
you realize how much of your gross income has to go to taxes.
Mm,
So if you have a good tax professional, they will guide you how to pay your taxes throughout the year.
mm,
Because
Um,
essentially, when you own a business, what you're doing is the people that are employed, they're paying their taxes as they go, right? Because it's taken
mhm.
out of their paycheck. So at the end of the year, maybe there's a little bit of a difference. They get a refund or they have to pay a little bit more. But if you didn't pay, if you own a business, you have the option to pay nothing at all during the year. But you did all those taxes, number one. Number two, you have a penalty because they're late, right? By the time you're getting your by the time you're getting your taxes done, your taxes are late, right? Because you didn't pay them as you went.
mhm.
So that's a whole other thing that you don't know about because you're like, oh, let me start a business. Yay, this is gonna be great. But
Yeah.
you didn't think about you
Oh
didn't
my
think
God.
about the taxes piece.
And maybe
Tell
we
me,
should share what we call taxes here, Uncle Sam. So if you hear about Uncle Sam,
Uncle Sam.
Yes.
Uncle Sam
that's
is ruthless.
to run
From car
away.
taxes, they are so high.
Mm,
House taxes,
mm,
um, paycheck,
mm,
Yeah.
a business like you're saying.
mm.
Man,
Even
by the time
groceries.
Uncle Sam is
You have
done,
to
Groceries,
buy your
yeah,
groceries.
groceries,
groceries,
everything.
yeah, just
Yeah.
everyday
When you go
living,
to the
yeah.
restaurant, everything have
Yeah.
taxes.
Actually, I tell my kids every time they're like, Mommy, give me $1. I want to go buy this. I'm like, are you sure it's $1?
Mm-hmm.
And now they've learned to do
Yeah.
yours. It's 7%. They've learned how to do it because I'm like, you guys can't assume that everything I buy for you is just
It has,
That.
yeah, it
$10
has
or
taxes
$6. There's taxes. And now I even tell them, you get money from your piggy bank, you better get extra for taxes
for
because
the
I'm
taxes.
not paying
Yeah.
for that when we get to the store. You're
Yeah.
But
paying for it.
do you remember when the dollar, there was a store in the US, for those that are listening or not in the US, that's called Dollar Tree, where everything was
Mm-hmm.
a dollar. And when things went bad, it became $1.25.
Dollar
Did you see
25.
the
I
people's
know
reaction?
People were
People were
upset.
upset.
that 25 cents
They're
Birmo, it
like,
adds
what are
up,
you
you
It
know.
talking
makes a
about?
difference. It makes a big
It
difference
adds
because
up.
It
it doesn't
does.
even account for the tax, So
It
unless it
doesn't.
was
No.
like $1.40 or something.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you see, me being in Europe, we don't have that. Whatever you see marked down, it's the price, right?
That's
In
the price.
Mhm.
Africa, same thing. Whatever see marked down. So when I moved to the US, it used to drive me insane. I would go
Oh, me
somewhere, I'd
too.
be like, I got $20. I saw this dress for $20, let's say. I get that they're like 23 or whatever, 22.
Yeah.
Why? It
Very
says 20.
annoying.
And they're like, but the taxes. And they always like to say with a little smile, well, the taxes. And
Yeah.
I'm like, just put their dress back or let me get her another dress. Like when I just moved, I was like, I'm not working,
Mhm.
I'm not spending money,
Yeah.
on
And
little
there's
things.
another thing that doesn't show up sometimes. Credit card charges. Have you ever gone somewhere and they tell you it's 20, 22, 21, but when
Mm,
you actually pay, it's
mm,
25. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
you said
Really?
it was
I've
22.
never
Yeah,
noticed that.
pay
Because,
attention.
because their business have to, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so because
So
like
they pass it
you
on.
you they
Mm.
pass so we pass it on to the customer, right?
Mm.
Mm,
So if because I have to pay, the business has to pay the credit card company.
mm-hmm.
But
Mm.
Why should the business doesn't want to
No,
pay?
the
So the
business needs to
customer must
absorb that
pay.
cost. That's there.
The business always pushes it to the customer. So if you
Exactly.
spend your $10, add 4% if or 3%. Most of them charge between 3 and
Hmm,
4%.
Yeah.
I
interesting.
know. I'm telling you, there are charges everywhere.
There's
Oh yeah.
fees everywhere. I mean,
Lurking,
even
hiding.
when you talk about sending money back home, right? Let's talk about it.
Let me tell you.
There's, you somebody's gonna ask you for $100. They think you're just spending $100 to send it. No,
Yeah.
it's gonna be 125 or 105 or 150, depending on which platform you're gonna use. So
Hmm.
it's extra money.
You mean the $100 that we get from trees hanging around?
Exactly, from the tree. You know,
Take it.
we gotta collect the other ones. You
If
gotta
there's
go to
some are
another
falling
tree
on
to
the
get the
floor,
25.
rotting.
Yeah,
That's why when the
exactly.
phone call comes, you have to start stating your own problems. You'll be like, hey, as you see
Exactly.
me here.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, me, anytime somebody from back home wants to come to the US or Europe, I am all for it.
Oh
I'm
yes.
like, how can I help you come here?
Mm.
Because once you come here, you are cut off. Like
Yeah.
you're on your own. You gotta get into the system and get going. You're
Yeah. And
waking up
not
in the
only that,
morning.
they'll
Yes.
understand that.
Oh,
Oh,
yes. Yes, because
yeah,
if they don't, then they will never understand that,
yeah.
oh
Mhm.
my God, this is what you go through.
Mhm.
When I was babysitting, I was making 10 an hour. That means if I want $20, I need to stay there for 2 hours and
Mhm.
so on and so forth. So then, but when you take a phone call and you're just asking me for $50, I'm thinking, gosh, I spent 5 hours somewhere to get this
Make
$50
that 50.
that I just need to send to you.
And
So
you
it's not
have
like
bills.
it's exactly. It's
You
like
have
it's
to
not
eat.
like we don't want to or but sometimes it's just like, how about I use some for me for standing up somewhere for 5 hours to gain this?
Mhm.
Like, and when we can, we do, right?
Yeah.
It's not like we sit here and we're thinking our family don't have it back home and we're just enjoying life. No, we don't. Sometimes, that's the problem with social media. Sometimes I feel like people post little snapshot. So when somebody's outside of here, they're gonna look at it as like, oh wow. We're like, gosh, I did some overtime. We
To
have bills, we have kids, we have plans, that we're trying to achieve. So if you hear some of your family members say, hey, I don't have it now, I'll have it later, just believe that they don't have it now, they have it later. Like it's not that they don't want to do it for you. So
Let's talk about retirement.
yeah.
What do you Shiros?
Hopefully soon.
I want to retire tomorrow. Can you tell me
Today.
how to retire tomorrow?
Yeah, I want to retire
So,
today.
when I was first coming to the US and then I hear people talk about retirement, you are in your, late teens, early 20s, you're just rolling your eyes like
Yeah, I
retirement.
know.
What are you
Hmm.
talking about? Right. But with time, I started to realize that a lot of people start thinking about retirement from when literally their first job, right?
Hmm.
Their first,
Hmm.
because it's not like maybe you'll retire one day. You will retire one day, right? It's not like,
Hmm.
well, if you want to, you can retire, right? It's you can if you plan for it, right?
Hmm.
So it's just one of those things that I think our community doesn't really talk about,
Hmm.
as far as like what's your plan, right? People just say, oh, maybe I'll move back home, but there's no actual concrete like this is what I'm doing, this is
Man,
the
yeah.
plan. Or maybe it's there but everybody's doing it quietly
Mm.
and there's no one really talking about it. Because you'll see, like, when I used to have co-workers and things like that, they would always be talking about how they're saving for a house on the beach or in the
Mhm,
mountains or this, and like
mhm,
this plan, right?
Yeah.
mhm,
But I don't know, like, whether we have those or maybe we don't think about it or we figure it out
I,
when we get there.
I
mhm,
think we don't think about it. And it's because we did not come from that environment. Right?
mhm,
People in this country, they come from parents who spoke like that. They
mhm,
talked about, oh, retirement. Oh, when you guys go to college, I'm
mhm,
gonna move to, I don't know, do what. The conversation was already there. Back home, you have different types of people. There are those who are just surviving. Retirement is not something that is even in your mind. And then you have super rich people who could retire tomorrow if they want to. Then the middle class is most of the time you're really just chugging. You're chugging by. I don't think that the bigger percentage of the population is has even the opportunity to think about retirement, because who knows about next month or next year or 5 years from now. So we're not exposed to it. I think until you get and you're like, huh. And then even when you're here, what is the definition of retirement?
Exactly,
Is
yeah.
it being
It's
here?
different.
Is it going to Kenya
Mm-hmm.
or Zimbabwe or Congo? What is the definition? You have children
Mm-hmm.
here.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes just this convoluted thing you've got to try and first unravel. I don't know. Because me personally, I want to go back home.
Yeah, same.
Where's home, Shiro?
But home is Kenya. That's where I want to be. But now my kids, will they care to go? You hear people are building and buying all these things for
Mm-hmm.
their kids, but will they care to go back?
Mm.
And your
Who
But
knows?
you,
grandkids, your grandkids will be
And
here.
your grandkids, they'll be here. So what is
but
the definition of retirement when
but you
you
get to go home with them, your kids. So maybe along the line,
do
they
they
will
want to
see.
go back though?
Along the line, you don't know, but the fact
Yeah.
that you're introducing that to them all the time, it's important. So then they
Yes,
understand
absolutely.
what's life is back home and what's life is here. So they have this choice that they can make, really, you know.
Yeah.
And I
So
think
I think it's important we get to go back home with our kids. Yeah.
I wonder if it's similar to how when we were growing up, you would get to go to the village over like maybe
Mm.
like the holidays or something. Your
Mm.
parents had said, "Do you want to move to the village?"
Hmm.
I would have been
Did you
like,
move to the village?
Mm.
"No, I'll visit."
Absolutely not.
Like I'll visit,
No,
but no. But
no.
then again, it depends on the life that you've built, because
Mhm.
people live very nicely in a lot of countries outside the US.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
maybe the life that you've built for them there is a life that they can be excited about. Um, have you built a way for them to make an income? Because it might not be that easy for them to get employment and things like that.
Yeah.
Or have you built like a business that they can take over?
Mm.
Hmm.
It's just, and then this is all they know for the most part.
Hmm.
They've visited maybe here and there, but as far as like their circles, their friends, this,
Mm.
it's difficult.
Uh,
It's
I
difficult.
Yeah, I know, like, I remember when I worked at Bloomingdale's, I used to work with people that would say, "Oh, I was on retirement and I came out of retirement." I was like, "What does that even
Wow.
mean?" Because to me, retirement, this is it. You're not coming out
Hmm.
of retirement. But then you learn that maybe they didn't make enough to sustain themselves by the time they wanted to go on retirement. But you
Hmm.
also have to think that retirement here is completely, like you were saying, different than retirement back home. Back home,
Hmm.
our parents, we take care of them. We
Yep.
don't have that mentality of nursing homes. And
Hmm.
so it doesn't, life doesn't change much, but just the role, if you want, like now you're
Mm.
taking care of your parents that was taking care of you. You're not putting them in nursing homes, you don't like, they know that they can count on the family. Like there's this unity that you
Hmm.
have that here it's a little bit difficult for people
Hmm.
to, and I've met family that even wanted to keep their parents home, but it becomes difficult because they have to go to work. There's
Yeah.
nobody behind to stay with the parents. They're afraid they're gonna fall. So the only option is the retirement home, and those retirement homes are not cheap. They are
Mm-mm.
not cheap. So unless you making some great money now and putting some great money to the side, Lord knows which retirement you can fall into later on. So.
Talking about the kids and going back, I have a friend of mine who moved back to Kenya,
Mm,
and her kids were, when she moved 2 years ago, I think. One was 12 and 14, I think, or 11 and 13, something like that. But she was one of those who prepared. When you're saying like she was prepared, they built a home so they didn't have to pay mortgage or rent or anything. And then she opened up a business, spa like business. And then she also got employed. She got like an expatriate-ish job. And then
mhm,
the husband also had a farm. And so they were prepared.
mhm,
So they even put the kids in a school that had like expatriate kids. So
Mm.
the kids didn't feel like, you know, like
Difficulty,
Yeah, she did it
difficulty.
it's a
right.
step back. The lifestyle, they try to keep the same lifestyle,
Mhm,
but
Mm.
she still says her older son still had a tougher time settling in.
mm,
So I don't know. It's
mm,
very tricky. But then also you can tell. Well, I don't know if she knows, like she can tell, but some of those kids they end up wanting to come back.
mm,
You know,
mm.
Yeah.
it's man,
Yeah, I have a
this
friend
will
that
never be
that moved
easy.
back. She moved back with her kids, and they were younger than your friend.
Oh
And
yeah.
she said, yeah, at the beginning it was a little, oh, different.
Mhm.
But she said now they just got used to it,
Yeah, they're used to
Very,
it
very
now, and
well.
like I said, she has the same lifestyle. They go and eat
Mm-hmm.
in the high-end restaurants, and she
Mm-hmm.
tries to keep them, you know. But it took Hassan a little bit to settle in, and but the girl was just like easy and chill. And
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you prepare, my point is, I guess if you prepare yourself like that,
Mm.
then I think it's easy to kind of do the transition. And if the kids want to come back, you have the option because now she has the businesses, the kids can work there if they want to, and you know, what's it, generational wealth or whatever they call it, or they can come back. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Who
and I
told
knows
think
my
how the US will be in 20 years anyway?
yeah, and I think what's hard is, regardless of which country you choose to settle in, I think what's difficult is if your children, because you could stay here and want to keep them here, right? And then
Mm.
they go study abroad in Spain, meet someone, decide to live in Spain, right? So you,
exactly
at the end of the day, you have to do what also works for you,
For
for you,
you.
because
yeah.
remember they're gonna live the lives they want to live.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
You know?
That's
Yeah.
it's a conversation I have with my kids all the time. I tell them, I say, I and my husband, we want to retire back home.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
not even a question. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm giving myself maybe another 10 years,
Yeah.
maybe 15 the max,
Mm.
but I'm retiring back home.
Yeah.
Because at that time, I know that my oldest will be already doing his life. My
Mm-hmm.
younger one will be in the college life or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, God, willing, they'll come even visit me once in a while.
Yeah.
Here, even here,
Once in a
right?
while.
Like here in the US, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here in the US, I wish they will come visit me. But if they don't, then I'm like, what am I doing? Like to me, I
Yeah.
think the purpose is to give them what I can right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm big on going back with them and traveling with them because I want them
Yeah.
to learn Africa for themselves. I want them
Yeah.
to learn that there's life outside of what we have every
We
day.
have.
When we
Mm-hmm.
went to Congo for the first time, one time there was like a fire somewhere that messed up the electricity where
Mm.
we were living, and we came home, there was no electricity. So my kids were like, what do we do? I said, we get to know each other a little more. We're gonna talk. I said, we're gonna talk. And
Ah,
at first they were like, wait, what? I said, yeah. I said,
mhm.
what are you gonna do? We sat
Yeah.
outside, we talk, we laugh, and then when we were ready, we went inside and we
Went to
slept.
bed. Mm-hmm.
But it's because I want them to understand that things may not always go your way.
Yeah.
Like you're not always gonna have that hot water or that this,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to learn how to adjust because I feel like, and I'm a girl, right? Obviously, but I never been so babied about stuff. Like
Mm.
I was raised by women that were like my aunts and my mom, strong women
Mm.
that they were quick to tell me, hey, you know,
Don't
what are you gonna
hold
sit
the
there
girly
worrying
girly
about?
down.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Like basically, this is
Yeah.
not working, but what do we do about it? Are we gonna sit
Yeah.
and cry about it? Or we gonna so
Mhm.
I'm quick to say, okay, like let's figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
So I want them to understand that, you got it good right now and be
Mhm.
thankful.
And be thankful. It's funny you say that every time we go back home, I
Mm,
think we lose electricity that day or
mm,
the following day. Every single time we visit,
mm,
no lights for at
mm,
least 2 days. I'm like,
mm.
welcome home, kids.
Mhm.
Welcome to reality.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
insane.
it's
But
good
they
times.
learn we have to just keep raising them the best way we know how. And mine
Yeah.
is to let them know that, things can change any day. And I'm gonna be home, so get ready to come visit me.
You know what? Do you guys feel, what did you feel comfortable with your relationship with money when you came to the US and now? Because at home, people don't talk, parents don't
Mm,
really tell you,
mm,
they just say there's no money or stop using too much money. But there's no conversations about
Yeah.
how to make it, how to,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Now
think
better
I
than
am.
before, for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
same.
I
I
think
think
they are
I
good.
it definitely took me um really doing that work of figuring out, when you
Mhm.
get a paycheck, what do you do with it, right? Because
Mm,
the initial thing when you first get your first job, you get your check, hey,
mm.
party time, you're gonna spend it all, right? And then
Yes.
halfway through, you just wait for the next check.
And you're like,
Pretty much.
But then what we tell ourselves is if I made more money, it wouldn't be
mm,
the issue. But remember, the problem is not how much
Uh,
you make, it's just your habits, right?
your habits,
mhm,
Yeah.
spending
mhm.
habits.
So
Mhm.
you could make 100,000 and be broke
Broke,
Yeah.
yeah.
because the minute you get it, you spend it all and you
Your
wait,
your standard goes up a little bit, you know.
And that's the other thing, the
The standard
lifestyle
goes
creep,
up.
right? The minute you get a raise, you go upgrade your car. So you
Mhm.
really didn't get a raise.
Yeah,
No.
pretty. You
Yeah.
and you know, I just thought about it. Like at the store, we used to be able to cash a check downstairs. So you
Oh
get your
wow.
money, you cash your check downstairs, and mind you, this is a retail store.
You come
So
back
Oh
people,
boy.
upstairs.
as I'm walking around, I'm eyeballing things. So by the time I cash my check, by the time I go back upstairs and I get in the train and I get home, most of my check is gone
Oh
because
my
I'm,
gosh.
and then I
You
get
know
home and
what?
I start
That's
trying
so
on,
wrong.
yeah, and you
Knowing
try
this, oh
things
my gosh.
and you're like, wait a second. Do I really need that? Do I still have the receipt? Where's the tag? The next
It's
day
like
you're like, I don't need it.
I
Return,
don't need it.
return.
Yeah.
It's like work for me, I pay you, you spend
It
in my
was
shop
it
You
and
was
spend
bring
in
it
my
back.
bad.
shop, exactly.
Yeah. And you should see us all in line, ready to
Wow.
cash our checks. And then the next day we're like, well, you know that thing I bought, I think I have to return it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm just imagining the bosses over there going
Like,
idiots.
Oh,
Idiots.
yes.
they like look at them. They don't even know we put that
Yep.
together to get the money back.
Yep. And I think
And
it's
and and they
very,
charge you some fees to cash your check too.
oh
I'm like,
wow.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
circle.
Huh.
Yeah. And I think when you've really learned how to control yourself as far as like money is you
Mm,
have money in your bank account, you see something and you say, I can't afford it.
Yes.
Because you
mm,
already made a plan, like this is for
Mm-hmm.
this, this is for this. And
mm,
it's difficult to get to because it's a consumer culture, right? There's always
mm.
Yes.
stuff to buy, always stuff to buy.
It is. It's hard.
Always. I
It's
listened to
hard.
this lady once. She has two little kids, and she said she's a financial advisor. She says she got a piggy bank for her kids that has three sections: um, savings, investment, and spending. And so she wanted them to have a visual of what happens when you mess with that money.
Mm,
And she found that it actually worked. Like after several years, they were not touching the savings and then the investment. She would start talking about maybe spending here and there, like little things for kids. And they finally started learning, and I was like, man, I need to do that. I need to buy that. I think that's a really nice tool for
mm.
them to see, it's going up and down, and
Mm-hmm.
when they spend. And then the other day, the other day, my son is like, "Mommy, my friend has a card, and he uses it to buy stuff." I'm like, "I know I need to get you one." Like I've been meaning. It's just scary. I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
how do I teach this child? But I know it's a good way to teach them.
It is. It
It
Yeah.
is.
So
really
Yeah.
is.
they
My
Because
just
kid gets
learn
so
and
excited.
yeah, and
mm-hmm,
with my kids, I give them an allowance.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And it's very interesting to see their personalities, right?
yeah.
Oh,
Because one of them will spend every dime, like immediately. The other one has a lot of money, right? And is always
mm-hmm,
calculated like, okay, no, this is too expensive. No, this is too expensive.
mm-hmm,
So, and I think the same way you want your kids, boys or girls, when they're grown, when they're like leaving your house, say 18,
Mhm.
19, whatever, you want them, they know how to do their own laundry, they know
mm-hmm,
how to cook their own meals. The
mm-hmm.
same thing, they know how to manage their money.
The money.
And
Yeah.
it can't start when they're 17 and they're living next year.
Mm-hmm.
It has
No,
to
that's true. Together.
gradually they're learning those skills because those are life skills.
They
Mm-hmm.
are.
Those are
Yeah.
life skills.
My son is the spender. My daughter still has money in her piggy bank. She's like, I'm saving. I'm like, what are you saving for? I don't know, but I'm
I
saving.
don't
That's
know.
silly, but that's good. That's because
But the
it's
boy,
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting how like the importance of things changes, right? When they have to use their own money,
Oh yes.
everything
yes.
becomes it's not a need. It's that's a want. But when I say that, I'm like, is it a need or a want? oh, but mom, you could buy it for me. I say, no, is it a need or a want?
Uh-huh.
But when their money is like, I don't really need that, you know.
Yeah. Because and it's interesting to watch when
Yeah.
they maybe you're at the mall or something and they say they want something. They say, oh, I really, really want this. You're like, oh, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
You can pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Oh,
no, no.
All of a sudden,
Yeah, no.
like
I don't
you
need it.
like you
Mm-mm.
mean you're not gonna buy it for me? No, you have
No.
money. Mm-mm. Use yours.
Yeah, but at
Oh
least we
boy.
are doing that. I think it's a good
Yeah.
thing we are introducing money conversations to kids because
Mm-hmm.
it's always the elephant in the room
Mm-hmm.
when they become adults, you know? It's like they don't know what to ask, where to start. They're scared, they've messed up their credit,
Mm-hmm.
they've used up all their savings. Speaking of savings, the other thing that I like is the money markets. You guys, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It's savings is a great savings account's a great account, but I always recommend for anybody put your savings in a money market, let
Market,
it
they let
grow.
it grow.
You know,
Mm.
rather than the savings account just sitting there. You can't remove it, but at least a money market you can even remove it still if you
Mhm.
want without any penalties.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Mhm.
those are nice perks and just things that good to think about.
Yeah, I mean it's a big topic and there's a lot to learn, like a lot.
There's a
At
lot.
any age, you find new things. You're like, oh my gosh, I've been
Mm-hmm.
wasting, I've
Mm-hmm.
been wasting money this whole time. I
This whole
didn't
time.
know this is done this way. So
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
growing up, adulting.
yeah,
Adulting, I know. More money, more problem.
More money, more
exactly.
problem.
We say no. We were having that conversation with my niece last time. I said we gotta stop saying that. Now we're gonna stop saying more money, more blessings
Hey,
because we're
amen.
speaking into existence. More money, more problem because it was a great song.
I love it.
However, it's gonna be more money, more blessings
I
from
love
now
it.
on.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, when people come and joke with you, they say, "Ah, you have a lot of money." Me, I say, "Yes, please
Yeah,
keep blessing
I
me.
do.
Bless me,
Yeah,
absolutely,
keep sending it all those positive vibes my way.
exactly,
Keep
absolutely.
sending my way."
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm. That
This was
was a
a
good
good
nice.
topic.
discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should probably call it an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, we're
see you
good.
guys in the next episode.
Next
Woohoo!
Friday.
When I came to college, I had to turn in a paper, and it was supposed to be a Microsoft Word. It was supposed to be double spaced. So I figured out how to type it. First of all, I handwrote the whole paper, and then I said
Ha!
how to type it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know what double space meant. I thought it meant I hit the space bar twice.
Yeah, that's what I
I
used to
typed
do.
hit the
Yeah.
space bar twice the whole time, and I typed 4 pages, submitted it, and I got a C. And the comment was, "Your paper was good, but you didn't follow the formatting." I'm like, I spent all night working on this. What do you mean you follow the formatting?
Yeah.
And it was just like something so
Oh
much
my
time
God.
on it.
Yes, yes.
But those are really good skills to teach yourself,
Yes.